We are looking at the S&P 500 for 2015, the year 2015. We have this chart starting from actually last year, November to 2014, going all the way to December. This is today recording December 27th, 2015. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what happened during this entire past 12 months in 2015. And I'm also going to step out. This is looking at the daily chart. I'm also going to look at the weekly chart. This is the weekly chart. Looking back, starting from 2010 and 2011, going to today, end of 2015, looking at what happened then. And then also looking at the monthly chart, going all the way from the internet.com boom from 1998 all the way till today, end of 2015. So I'm going to look at these three charts. I'm also going to zoom in and look at the past couple weeks and look at what happened in the past couple weeks and what my prediction is going into the beginning of 2016 and my kind of sense of what might be happening towards the middle of 2016. I don't want to predict end of 2016 because I want to kind of make my predictions adaptively according to what the market tells me. But first, let's look at what happened in this past year. So again, in this red box, you can see the month of the S&P 500 index. This chart was taken on December 24th, Christmas Eve, right at the market close. And if you remember looking at the weekly chart, it starts in November, but actually in October, there was a low. So there was a big drop in October, and then it bounced back really quick. So what I have up here is it bounced up really quick into a 3. It retraced into an AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a fourth wave. And then it finished the fifth wave in a really quick, no retrace at all, just fifth wave completion. And basically, it was a Santa rally, right? We're in the middle of December, between middle of December and New Year's, and we're just rallying just pretty much nonstop into the end of the year above 2050. This is 2014, last year. And it wasn't until the last 2 days or 3 that we started to pull back. But that big rally was effectively a big Roman numeral pink wave 1 or wave I here. And that retraced into 2. And then, so that's the 1, 2, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is an ending diagonal, right? An ending diagonal that began from the bottom lows in October that ran up all the way into this pre 2015, pre New Year's Eve kind of rally, right? So that was a big one. Then you have a pullback into ABC, and so now we're in the middle of January, and then starting in middle of January, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beginning of an ending diagonal, and then that 4 doesn't finish at 5. Instead, it begins another set of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so you have these like 5 waves. This is a 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves. So this is actually technically a 3 wave. So 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an ending diagonal. So that you could say ends the Roman numeral 3. All right, so that hits it high over 2100. From there, you have fourth wave pullback. All right, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now, a fourth wave can break down into ABC, but each of those waves is a correction. So A, B, C, right? So what happens after an ABC correction? You have a fifth wave. Just like you had a fifth wave up here, it goes straight up right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC 4, and then 5. So that was the top in the middle of July. Now you could argue the technicality between the top of mid-July and the top of mid-May. It doesn't matter. Structurally, in terms of the ending diagonal, it's ending at this mid-July mark. Now what happens after mid-July? So the first basically 7.5 months or 6.5 months, what is that, 7.5 months is basically an ending diagonal within an ending diagonal that concludes right above 2100. From there, we dropped in an A wave, we rallied in a B wave, and then we had an expanding leading diagonal, All right, a leading diagonal begins is usually in the wave 1 position. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave expanding diagonal. What happens usually at the end of of an expanding diagonal or any diagonal? Well, it retraces most of it quickly, right? So after that one wave, the 5 wave diagonal in wave orange wave 1, you have an ABC wave 2. And then guess what happens after that? A massive wave 3 drop from, what is that, 2080 all the way below 1850. So 2080, that's like more than 200 points in the matter of each candle is 1 day. So that's basically like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So in 4 trading days, it dropped over 200 S&P points. That's a lot. All right. So after it hit that top, A, B, 1, 2, 3. All right. So now once that drop is finished, that's basically an A wave beginning what could be the next change in trend direction. Now, so I'm thinking we could have an A wave down, a B wave up, a C wave down, and then a 5th wave going all the way up really high. Or it could be an A, B, and then, a turnaround direction for quite a while. But just to review what happened in the past couple months, we dropped in an A wave, and then we basically had an A, B, C into a mini A, B, C into a mini A, and then an A, B, C into a mini B. And then we had a massive C wave rally, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like, I don't even know how to count this rally. It just basically went straight up. And typically in B waves, they do go just straight up. And so, the C wave of the B wave in this case went straight up. And sometimes B waves are 5 waves, so that you could kind of, if you zoom out and you see this as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that could be the B wave. Or maybe the B wave stopped here and it was simply ABC and this is AB. I'm more inclined to think that this is the top of B. So AB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could think of that as like kind of 5 squiggles. And then we had an AB, ABC, and then a Fed rally. What this looks like to me is basically a wave 1 down, followed by an A, B, C corrective wave 2. And I'm expecting wave 3 to follow past, go down below 2000. So just zooming in right here, we have the A wave drop here, and you can think of it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perhaps, and then an AB 1, yellow 1, and then we have an ABC corrective 2. All right, so this 1 down and an ABC corrective 2 usually follows with a 3 down. Now my labeling could be wrong. This A, orange A, could be a 1, and that B could be a 2, and this rally in this past week, Santa rally, could be a wave 1, and then if you have a 2, and as long as if it goes past, if it goes above 2060, then the other count is going to be correct. But otherwise, I think this looks better if you look at it internally and structurally. It looks better that it's a corrective wave 2. And if I jump over here, this is the chart of the Russell 2000. And I look at other indexes to get a better sense of where the patterns are. Sometimes they're clearer. And in this case, the Russell is giving a clear 5 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by corrective A, B, C. So that gives me further confidence that this is we're in a corrective position right now and set up for a 3 down. So again, this is the S&P chart, where the wave 1 down is not as clear. The ABC is clear, of course, but on the Russell 2000, it's definitely clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. And so we're expecting a wave 3 down going into 2016. Now, let me just bring up the weekly chart. So zooming out, before we were just looking at 2015, just this kind of portion right here. We said, from that October low, it went into a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending diagonal that basically took up more than half of 2015. Then we got that A wave drop, and then a B wave rally, and we're expecting a wave one down. Now, what happens over the past couple of years? Well, we got this massive B wave rally. So you can think of the B wave rally broken down by A, B, C. And just like the C wave of this B wave rally was pretty much nonstop, this has been nonstop for the past couple of years. Now, you could kind of, there was a rally into A, and then there was a corrective B, and you could kind of look at it as A, B, 1, Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2 pullback, and then a small I, and then two I's. All right, so you have this kind of 1 2 1 2 setup. When you have this bullish AB 1 2 1 2 setup, you got a massive three wave coming. So 1 2 3 4 5. That's your 3, 4, and you should be expecting with all this kind of like build up. Of course, it's easy to label this looking back, but if you were able to see this as it was developing, you would have known this was a three wave developing, and there would be more to go. So that's corrective 4 right here. 1 2, that could be an ABC, or could be a 1 2 1 2. Doesn't matter how you count it, but point is it's going to continue to go up. So 3 4, and then you have another 1 2 ABC right here. So that's a 2. 1 2 3 4 5, and you finish this 3, and then there's corrective 4. That corrective 4 was that October low we were just talking about, and then from there you have that final fifth. That final fifth, like, pretty much all happens within this 1 to 2 month period, and the rest of it is really just a contracting diagonal that takes up 6 to 7 months. 1 2 3 4 5, and then you have this finally a drop in A. Now that drop in A could be, maybe someone could argue it's another fourth wave, but structurally, I was telling you that I saw an AB leading diagonal 1, corrective 2 before wave 3 down. That does not look like a typical fourth wave. This here is a typical fourth wave. This here does not look like a fourth wave. And because of that, I don't think we're having a fifth wave up. Structurally, we're also getting a lot of ABCs. 1 2 3 4 5 here. 1 2 3 4 5. Now you could view this as a wave 1. But right now I'm leaning towards an AB with a 1 down. So this is the action that happened for the past 4 years. Now if you look at this is the weekly chart, and if we look at the monthly chart going way back, we have basically the internet.com boom, and then the bust, which is an A wave. We have a B wave rally into so we have A, B, C, right? So you can A, B, 1 2, you can look at the details later, but basically there's a B wave rally, and then this C wave is a typical A, B, 1 2 3 4 5. All right, that's a C wave, and that matches the pattern that we teach here at Lifestyle Trading 101. And the rally that we've gotten, normally if this were a fourth wave, you would expect a fifth wave, but this does not look like a fifth wave. A fifth wave would have a 1 2 3 4 5, but instead this is more like an ABC that makes up an A, followed by a mini B, and then a massive straight up C. And when we see that, that looks a lot more like another B wave. So it's almost like this ABC forms a big A, and then followed by a big B, and that big C could potentially bring us somewhere in this area, maybe even lower. But it looks like we're reaching the top of that B, and we already got that A wave drop, and we got that B wave rally. So we're in that zone where some people are saying, yeah, we could hit new all-time highs. But since we spent the last, the first 7 months of 2015 in an ending diagonal, well, usually ending diagonals end the wave, and there's a turnaround. And so for it to actually blast through it to the upside, I think it's fairly slim chance. It is possible if the futures surpass 2060, but at this point I don't see that happening. Of course, trading wise, you can't count on that not happening. You have to actually look at what the market gives you and adapt accordingly. but at the moment it looks like we have downside, and everyone's talking about a bubble crash. It's going to take some time to form, but the beginning foundations, I think, are already in place. So that's an update for what happened in 2015. Again, this is the chart of what happened from December to December of this 2015. This is the action that happened this past year. This is the action that happened for the past few decades. And I'm expecting a pullback, certainly, hopefully by the early 2016 area, and things should start to get bad towards the middle to end of 2016. But we'll see. I don't want to set expectations, but that's generally my prediction for 2016. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to learn more about Elliott wave theory or options risk control, check us out at lifestyletrading101.com, where we teach you how to place just one trade a week so that you can get your share of money from the global financial markets. We teach you how to do it all from your phone. Signing off, this is Silver Surfer, and if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to our daily blog updates by filling out the form at the bottom of our page at lifestyletrading101.com. See you guys next time.